Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. In the last part, we did the melee DPS role quest. So far, the three we've done, that one is by far my favorite. It was hilarious. Hopefully they can continue that trend, but something tells me that's not going to be the case. We got the magic DPS we gotta do now. So, we're a Pictomancer, again like with Viper. In honor of the expansion, we gotta use the new jobs for these. So, little lady, where are we hunting? Oh, hello. Did Book ever send you here to recover our stolen treasure? Yes. Thank the heavens, and judged by your accoutrements, I don't know what that word is. We learn the arcane arts, yes? If so, we have need of your power and wisdom. Sure. Truth be told, it's wisdom that we require most. You see, even though the treasure has been guarded by our people for generations, we know little of its true nature. In ages past, the forests of our homeland were plagued with terrible beasts, a constant source of fear and danger. To combat this menace, our mages spent many moons researching the treasure known as the Perch of the Apex. Upon unlocking its secrets, they were able to drive the monsters from the woods, bringing peace at last. With the threat all but eradicated, our forebears forbade any further use of the treasure and enshrined it within the village. As the years passed, we slowly forgot what it was to live in fear. Yet as our struggles faded into memory, stories surrounding the Perch of the Apex became legend, then myth. Now, none living are certain of its true power. Yet the peace was shattered by a member of the Passage of the Unbound. The villain wheedled his way into our trust and stole upon my husband, the treasure's most appointed guardian, catching him unaware with the terrible blow that left him unconscious. He has yet to awaken, so my daughter, Tepeki, has set forth to retrieve what was stolen. Unlike her father, she has no skill in the arcane arts and shows the path of the sword. That's why I've been seeking some of the knowledge that she lacks, should the ancient power be unleashed. Please, if you can find in your heart to help Tepeki, I'm ever grateful. Sure, consider done. If there's a mystic artifact involved, count me in. Oh, thank you, thank you! Now, our only clue as to these whereabouts is from something he mentioned during his stay in our village. He spoke of his desire to bring change to a place called Rodzadhan. Man, that place has seen so much trouble. Why do you have to go there? That is where Tepeki decided to begin her search, so she boarded a ferry bound there, by way of Limsa, with her trusted sword and shield close at hand. That's how you'll know her. And there's a lot of people with swords and shields. She agreed to stay in Rodzadhan to gather information until 8 arrived. I know nothing of the place, but it's likely she can be found on a marketplace or some such. Please bring our treasure and my daughter safely home. Sure. Why do you have to go to Rodzadhan? That place has had so much trouble. And why do you have to go there? Why? Why? Can't Rodzadhan just live in peace for once? What? Alright. Hello, lady. Oh, you're looking for me? Whatsoever for? Cecila? And you say my mother sent you? I take it she's already explained the details, such as how we know nothing of the treasure and its capabilities. We only have the legends passed down through our forebears to go on. They speak of a draw of an owl that once terrorized the forest, whose soul is sealed within the Perch of the Apex. The tales have only become more vague as the mists of time obscure the treasure's origin. Even our village's eldest remembers not but an ominous warning uttered by those who once wielded its magics. The mass of the Apex shall be showered with good fortune, yet leave only sorrow in their wake. It's clear that despite owing their safety to the Apex's power, our forebears viewed it as something to be feared. It must truly be immense. Now on to the matter of the thief. Even during our brief acquaintance, he made plain his desire to bring change to Rodzadhan. Naturally, I've started my search here, and I've been seeking anyone who's expressed dissatisfaction with the status quo. Sure enough, I soon heard stories of our recent arrival. A self-styled savior at Rodzenhan who claims he will lead the city to greatness and calls himself the Justiciar. He's apparently taken on the burden of personally exterminating the beasts which infest Thabner's wilds. He made a great show of claiming he alone was equal to the task. While he certainly draws a crowd with his boasting, they can only watch with morbid curiosity he sets off to the jungles alone. I realize this could have nothing to do with our problem, but even the smallest lead must be pursued. I've heard he often gives his speeches at the region's smallest settlements, so shall we go and see this Justiciar for ourselves? Sure. It's decided. I hear Yidley would be a good place to start. Hopefully there we can find our next crumb of a clue. Yidley! 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 Yidley. Alright. Sassy, we're in luck. This boy saw the very man we seek. He seemed he gave the same grand speech about saving the people, claiming that danger lurked nearby before venturing forth to combat it alone. Yet the radiant host could not stand by idle if they were truly beasts of foot, so one of them followed them. All we need to do is pick up their trail. He ran towards the shroud, but you might be able to spot him from Kajaya's footsteps. You can see the whole forest from there. Thanks, you've been very helpful. So let's head there and see what we can see. Alright. Since I don't need that mount anymore. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Alright. Alright. Okay, hiccups. Alright. Okay, let's see if we can spot a man. Spot a man. Now then, let's begin our search. Since I've actually never seen this Justiciar, I suggest we find the Radiant Host soldier first. They do all wear similar armor after all. Alright. Sounds easy enough. Oh, I see someone down there. That must be him, but what happened? We better get down there quickly. Oh. Not to worry, Sessa, he's unconscious, but otherwise appears unharmed. Fungus. Fungi! What happened? We heard you came in pursuit of the Justiciar. Do you remember anything? Yes, I eventually found him. He was confronting that fiend that now lies dead. At last, the justice here graces Razadhan. I shall bring unending peace to this beleaguered land. Oh boy. You are brave to follow my path. Few indeed possess the mettle to even consider the terrors which threaten our home, let alone stand against them. Yet courageous though you may be, you are far too weak to feel a beast so mighty. Quit this place with your life while you are unable. Sir, it's just a fungus. I am the radiant of the radiant host. If I ran from such meager prey, I would have become a laughingstock. How bold to look death in the eye without flinching. I doubt not your conviction to the Razadhan, yet I believe it pales before mine. Totem! I, O Apex, bestow upon me your divine might! Huh? No. Do you not heed my call? I require your power more than ever! What the fuck are you, a superhero? Is something supposed to happen? Why? Might yet not were unworthy? Or maybe there's a button I must press? Fungus! This is not what I expected. Stand aside, I'll dispose of this pest. Just give me a moment. Can't like this. I won't be made a fool. Come on, you moldy trinket. Work! Transform me to the hero of Razadhan. Oh, he got knocked out by a falling boulder. Ouch, it's gotta hurt. He brandished that item and became wreathed in a mysterious light. Then boulders started flying from the sky. Down they came, one after the other. That's when I must have been struck unconscious. I recall only faintly, but I think I heard the man mumbling, quite excitedly, as if he had come upon a sudden revelation, or as if he was overtaken by madness. Seems he got away unscathed. Either he had an incredible stroke of luck, or whatever he was beseeching actually answered. Then it says I suspected. This is just as serious as the same thief who stole the perch of the apex. But no doubt he's long departed from here. First, I'll escort this fellow back to Italy and keep a close eye on him. Head wounds can have dreadful after effects. Yeah, especially if a rock that size falls and hits you in your head. I'm surprised you're alive. Shit, I can relate to that. I can relate to that very well. I don't know if I told. I think I told the story before, but I don't remember when. When I was like 5 years old, my brother smashed a big old marble rock on my head to kill a wasp. Cracked my skull open a little bit. I blame my memory problems ever since because of that. The soldier made his way to Razadhan and making a formal report. And what an odd report it will be. His account seems to align with legends of the treasure's powers. The widow escaped unharmed and brought ruin to those around him. Could those falling rocks have been a freak accident? I'm not so sure. You won't believe it, he came back! What's up? Who came back? The Justiciar? Yeah, it's not long after you left. We just missed him then. He said he beat up a monster and knocked out a Radiant. He was laughing his head off. Did he really do that? Is he really stronger than the Radiants? What are you looking at me for? Whatever he did, the monster was slain, I suppose. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Well, my mate can't stop talking about him. He wants to be just like the Justiciar. His mom and dad weren't happy about that, though. I advise you and your friend to look for a different role model. But we think for telling us what happened. Well, there is one less fiend skulking about, I suppose. He may have been simply testing the treasure's capabilities, and as far as we know, he's yet to use his power to evil ends. I find his motivations a mystery. To steal the perch of the apex by force, only to come here to Thavnair and use it for good? It makes no sense. You've heard tell of this passage of the unknown, of the unbound, yes? Many have ventured to duty to claim to be their victims, yet here they would be their saviors? If he had such noble goals, why did he stoop to such devious deception? What could he be plotting? Who knows? But that's neither here nor there. He stole from my people, and that misdeed can't be forgiven. The perch of the apex help us win peace. By its might, our forebears built the foundation of the lives we now lead. So recently it stood silent, a symbol of our pride as a people. It reminded us that we crave for carved out a home within in a hospitable wilderness. Being trusted with its protection was a great honor. I was so proud of my father when the elders chose him. So proud to be his daughter. Yet since the day it was stolen, some of the other villagers made their disdain toward him only too clear. I couldn't bear it. That's why I must get it back. To restore my village's pride and my father's reputation. There's still so much we don't know about the Justiciar, but we have to assume he's learned to wield the Apex's power. Can't say whether those falling rocks have anything to do with it, but I won't discount it outright. I'll continue looking into his whereabouts. While we still have so many questions, both of us work together, we'll find answers soon enough. I agree. Alright. Says I'm afraid that there have been some developments that are less than encouraging. Some news that Justiciar's actions have spread throughout the city, and with each retelling, his deeds become more valorous. The younger citizens, in particular, seem to view him as something of an idol. Great. Wonderful. Despite the creatures he hunts posing no real danger, he would paint them as mighty beasts in need of felling. Of course, the radiant hosts are far too busy to trouble themselves culling every pest that casts a sideways glance at Sea's gates. Yet the Justiciar has twisted circumstances to his advantage. He proclaims to anyone who will listen that the radiant hosts shrink with terror before these beasts, and he is the only one who can eradicate them. Though you might expect such claims to be dismissed as wild ramblings, it seems no few have yet fallen for his ploy. Whispers of his exploits among the youth have particularly grown into a clamor. Yet we mustn't be discouraged, for his increasing fame only makes it easier for us to sniff out his trail. And where better to start than Rotterdam? I'll see you there, Cecila. Oh boy. Alright. I mean, they're kids, I get it. They believe everything. But they dealt with far greater threats than simple monsters with the final days. Why would they think they would crumble against measly old monsters? Getting out large to see is the spot to cover my ground. I already have a destination in mind, the High Crucible. I hear the alchemists there concoct all manner of tinctures and powders, including those who will help detect the traces of energies left behind by magics and enchanted tools. Fallen rocks may have invariably marked locations where the Justiciar has performed one of his feats. I believe an alchemic mixture can help us determine if their presence is a work of the treasure. I'm hardly an expert in such concoctions, though, so I'll seek advice at the High Crucible. While I'm doing that, I would ask that you go to the Hall of the Radiant Host and see if they have any new information on the Justiciar's whereabouts. Does that plan sound agreeable to you? Sounds good to me. Great. Now that we both have tasks, let's get to them. I'll meet you back here once all my business is done. Alright. We are going that way. Alright. Hey, man. I'm tired of hearing about this Justiciar. His popularity among the city's younglings is quickly becoming a cause of concern. Try as he might to refute his claims that the Radiant Hosts are allowing monstrous beasts to run amok unchecked, you know how young minds are, impressionable and difficult to change once set. We initially disregarded him as a boastful and eccentric, but his alarming sway over the populace can no longer be ignored. We are at present considering whether to open a formal investigation of his activities. You and this ally of yours have done well in your search thus far. You have a working theory about the fallen stones. Quite impressive. Several of our number have encountered him during the patrol is only to lose sight of him under a hail of rocks. Such incidents have become all too frequent, and many in our ranks demand we act. For now, I'm afraid this is all the help I can offer. Please share what I've told you with your companion. Together we may yet unmask the Justice Seer. Alright. Hey, lady. It's hard to hear nothing ready and hosts are taking this seriously. Thank you for speaking with them, Cecila. I had good tidings as well. I explained the situation to the alchemist, and they provided a powder that would help detect traces of magic in the surrounding environment. I say help because the powder reacts only faintly on its own. To function properly, it requires skills of one practiced in the arcane arts. Luckily, I have you. I committed the locations of all sightings of the Justice Seer to memory, and the closest to us was the perfumed rise. Let's hope this powder works as intended. Sure. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Where is that? Alright, so there. Palacus, or great work. The Justice Seer was set near here, and I didn't see any other conspicuous rocks around, so I've sprinkled the powder over this one. Now, concentrate your focus, or inner eye, or wherever it is that's the locus of your power, and see if you can can't detect any unnatural forces. Alright. It's glowing! Glowing brightly. So, were you able to detect anything? Yes. I knew you could do it! So because there are no crystals in the rock, the energy detected must be the remnants of some kind of spell, is that right? And taking the story of the radiant home speed rescue previously into account, we can conclude that the Justice Seer uses the treasure to call those stones down from the sky. At least we know now that we have an inkling of its true nature. Even so, not every question has been answered. The Radiant told us that even as the Justice Seer stood before the creature, he seemed to have trouble calling forth the Apex's power at first. My father once said that the Perch of the Apex is much like the wand he used to weave his magics. Of course, the main difference between them and this unique nature of the essence stored within the treasure. I know little of such arcane instruments, but you must be quite familiar with them. How do you use yours? I channel ether into it, I perform incantation, I rely on sheer willpower. Fuck incantations, we don't use that, we just channel ether. I see. Even with the right instrument, spellcasting cards the use of specific techniques. The Justice Seer seems to lack any expertise, so how did he tap into the treasure's power? Suppose the Perch of the Apex possesses some unique method of activation. When I spoke to the representatives of the other tribes about their treasures, no one mentioned the special techniques being required. Not that the rogues should have much in common to begin with. Hey, man. You too. Did you see an Ari girl pass through here by herself? I'm afraid not. What happened? Wait. I recognize you both. The hero of the final days and our recent visit from Tyrol. Apologies for the imposition, but may I beg your assistance? It's all that Justice Seer's fault. The girl said she was off to join that fool's crusade, ran out of Yidley before anyone could stop her. Great. Her mother begged us to find her, but if she's following the Justice Seer, she could be anywhere. You see, she's been sighted at locations scattered all over Thavnair. We can't stand here looking at rocks while a girl's in danger, especially if the Justice Seer's involved. We have to help. That'd be much appreciated. We're searching places where the Justice Seer's been spotted before, so perhaps you can start where he hasn't been seen? Good idea. As far as I know, he hasn't been sighted at the northern shores. Come on, Sassala. Alright. Sure. You're not really going off in a hurry. I figured you'd be running, you sprinting off into the distance. Sprint. Alright. The Ari girl. Down to the beaches. There's Tepeki. Oh boy. Oh, cancel my shit. Oh, a little bit of lag right there. That was weird. Hello, girl. I heard fine, so I came as fast as I could. It's a good thing you arrived at the time to save the girl. Thank you, miss. Thank you. I'm glad you're safe, but your mom must be worried sick. You shouldn't wander off like that, especially not to look for a trickster like the Justice Seer. What? You mean he's a bad man? Yes, exactly. He stole an important treasure from my village, and now he's using it to make himself look brave. But he needs to kill the monsters, to protect us. That's no excuse for stealing. He might have fooled you younglings, but the Radiant House knows what he's up to. But he said he'd save us from the monsters. He's our hero. The Radiant said we shouldn't be scared. But we all know that Justice Seer is the one who keeps us safe. We don't need the Radiants anymore. They would be very upset for you to say that. No hero can say the word alone. That's certainly true. We couldn't. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say some bad things about the Radiants. They protect us from everyone in the final days. I guess. Forgot how much they care about us. I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that after all you've been through. You said the Justice Seer is a thief and a trickster, but I hope it's not true. He's my hero. Well, I'd best escort back to Yidley. I'll meet you there later, Cecila. Oh boy. Yidley! That girl and her mother were reunited, and I think we can both give ourselves a pat on the back. They're on their way now to inform the Radiant Host that all is well. I would like to apologize for before. Ah, shit! She let her emotions go, which is understandable. Cecil, there's something I neglected to tell you before. The man who now called himself the Justice Seer came to us in the guise of a worthy merchant. He was eager to ask about the Perch of the Apex and its history, and I was equally eager to tell him, not even considering what he might do with the information. I was so proud of my father for being appointed as his guardian. I suppose I was trying to impress a stranger out of sheer vanity. That vanity led to my father being attacked and the treasure being stolen from under our noses. I have no choice but to make amends for my mistake and bring it back. Yet some are convinced that the Justiciar only acts to serve the greater good. I couldn't accept that he might not be as rotten as I thought, and he lashed out at the wrong person. From now on, I can't let my emotions cloud my judgment. I must remain calm and look at the facts for what they are. And the facts say that the Justiciar has done no harm to the people of Thabnair. Even so, the organization he serves, the passage to the Unbound, is evil to its very core. If his actions in my village are not villainy, I don't know what is. The situation is fraught with contradictions. I still don't know what to think. What about you, Cecila? Still too many unanswered questions, and he hasn't attacked anyone. His actions start steering on the rest. I agree. You speak of justice and heroism with great bluster, yet there's something we're missing. Thank you, Cessa, for your wise words. I sometimes find it difficult to keep my heart from skewing my perspective, so I'm grateful that you're here to see clearly. So, it seems our objective was unchanged. We track down the man who stole my people's sacred treasure. Whatever his intentions may be, unraveling this may come secondary to find the man himself. I'll continue to pour my every effort into the search, so stop by from time to time, and I may have something new to share with you. Sure. You learn anything yet? Sounds like I hope you've been well. Since the last we spoke, the Justiciar has been busy filling fiends all across Thabnair, leaving a trail of witnesses behind in his wake. More than a few have reported seeing stones falling from the sky, which all but confirms the theory that the treasure is causing the phenomenon. Stories share one more peculiar commonality. It seems the pests he hunts have all been the seedkin variety. Why he avoids beasts of flesh and blood is yet a mystery. It bears mention that each of these eyewitness accounts came from people who were rescued by the Justiciar, who invariably appears just as these creatures attack. In fact, the Justiciar has been there to save the day in every single instance of seedkin-related mischief. Awfully suspicious, if you ask me, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. Some among the reigning hosts have suggested that the Justiciar is planning these assaults somehow, so he alone can reap their glory from thwarting them. I agree, and I think this should be our next avenue of investigation. Sure. Many of these incidents occurred near the Giant Skull ground, so you should start our search there. If we can find one of those monstrous plants before it finds hapless prey, we may be able to shed light upon the Justiciar's methods. Time is of the essence, so let's leave at once. Oh boy. Where am I going? Alright, way the fuck up there, huh? Alright. This is probably better we go to a great word. Go from there. Alright. So far, well, maybe not. I was about to say every Unbound person has been related to the place they're affecting, like the shinobi. All right. Sorry about that. Woo. All right. Any moving bushes? Slithering vines? Not here in any case. Cecila, we'll search the western path. Why don't you search the east? Sure. If you see anything, don't strike to kill. Weaken it, then capture this rope. We'll learn much more about more than from a live specimen. Where's the fun in that? Alright. Marble. Alright, how to weaken it, huh? weaken enough. Oh, well, that's actually... Alright. Meh! My quite sure how a rope managed to secure a marble, but hey. I see plenty of fauna roaming about, but the flora all seems to be of the rooted to the ground variety. Perhaps my hunch was incorrect. There we go. I'll take this out of my pocket. Found one! In fact, this is exactly as the night witness described. Why don't you keep it for the time being? Bring it to the great work and I'll ask my acquaintance here to examine it without haste. What did we do with it? Do we just stuff it in our back pocket? Alright. Mr. Tepeki told me what to expect. Well then, let's see the thing. Here you go. Oh, I didn't expect it to be so diminutive. Mr. Tepeki's intuition is correct, and I expect some interesting discoveries are in store. You brought me quite the fascinating specimen indeed. I can say for certain that this creature's growth isn't natural in the slightest. Biologically, it's still but a sapling, but as you can tell by its size. Yet it is the result of a specific alchemic mixture which is used to spur the growth of seeds, mycelium, to an unnatural degree. The agents have a side effect of making the creatures more aggressive, which explains why such a small specimen would so boldly attack beings larger than itself. Yet the solution requires ingredients most rare, and the cost of procuring enough to synthesize it would be beyond the means of the most. So whoever's behind this they are likely well healed. As for the creatures themselves, if they were all grown artificially, perhaps they explain why most of the incidents involve small seedkin. Rather than wait for them to mature naturally, the Justiciar must have accelerated their growth so he could deploy large huge numbers over a short span of time. In fact, his plan most likely requires that he be small, weak foes in order to guarantee his victory. After all, the great Justiciar can hardly be expected to bear the blemish of defeat. With these new details brought to light, it's almost certain he's staging these attacks on the common folk. Now we have a new perspective to guide our search. Perhaps we should return to Yidley. I hear the Justiciars talk of the village, and they doubtless have stories to share. Splendid idea. Thank you. Your findings have brought us a step closer to unmasking that villain. Let's turn to Yidley. The more accounts we have of the Justiciar, the better our chances of predicting his next move. Alright. So, as I was saying before, I wonder if, well, aside from, the one from the Healer Role quest, all of the troublemakers have been related to the zone that they go into. The lady from, the tanks was related to the Temple Knights. The guy from the melee DPS was related to Doma in a way, because of his history as a ninja. I wonder what this guy's shtick is. Rest assured, the raiding hosts are all well aware of the Justiciar. Every day we receive more reports of him combating beasts in the surrounding wilderness. These encounters are never on well-traveled roads, it seems. They occur in remote regions that we scarcely patrol, along routes that are only used by a small number of merchants and porters. We've concluded that the Justiciar has an uncommon knowledge of the behavioral patterns of these creatures. For that, he keeps close company with the merchant who travels those obscure paths. Alright. Good to know. So far, the only one that has been related to a certain zone was the Lady and the Alchemist from the Healer Role quests. Oh, you're hungry to learn more about the Justiciar? He's amazing! I was lucky enough to catch a glimpse of him on the road leading here, facing down a fearsome creature. I don't know how he did it, but he called down rocks in the sky to knock the thing flat. Raiding hells were away on patrol, so if he hadn't come out to our rescue, the brute would have marched right into our homes. He shouted that he was the savior of Radzahan, and he waved at me. Oh, he looked so impressed with the sun shining behind him. You sound like a fucking girl in love, man. Don't tell me you've been chasing that half-baked savior. Young's might have taken it in by his honeyed words, but anyone with experience can see that he's nothing but a charlatan. And I have a story to prove it. A merchant I know took a tumble as he was transporting his goods. Not long after comes the justiciar, looking chivalrous as you please in his shining armor. But did he offer any helping hand? No! He ran off with nary a glance backwards. He may go on about slaying beasts, but a real hero would have never ignored someone in need, even if they were just suffering from scraped knees and a bruised ego. Well, the guy's got a point. Alright. Cessa, do you have a moment? I'm having a little trouble here. I sought this merchant out because I was told he dealt with the alchemist in the great work. I thought I might know something about the justiciar, but when I asked, well, it's been like this ever since. Apologies, I was just surprised that you would ask me about that madman. What connection could you possibly have with me? The fiends he fights are grown with wear out chemical materials, and we think he may be staging these encounters. Since he deals in such wares, I wonder if you might know how he came into the possession. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I've never spoken to that man. Clearly you do, because you're about to say his name. I very much doubt that. Perhaps he'd be more receptive to a question from you, Cessa? He seems to have intimate knowledge of trade routes and alchemy. Who taught him, I wonder? Come now, any merchant with the nose of profit has good relations with the alchemists. But with your way of thinking, one of us could be in league with Verazan. Verazan, you said? Who was that, may I ask? Busted. Huh? What? Did I? No, that's my name. Yeah, sure. Like the story. I'd be a fool if I continued to straight any longer. My son Verazan is the one you know as the justiciar. Every son they confronted with his litany of misdeeds had quite lost my composure. Well, yours father? Then do you know how he came in possession of such rare materials and knowledge? Ah, he stole them from me. My most valuable materials and my precious maps. Yet I was the one who chose to hide that fact and bear the blame of the consequences. What can you tell us about him as a person? Verazan was obsessed with tales of legendary heroes even from a young age. Paid a great deal of money to have him tutored in the art of the bow. He became quite skilled at it, in fact, but not quite as skilled as his arrogance led him to believe. Due to this, and perhaps a lack of ambition, he never aspired to true greatness. He said he came to rely upon fanciful equipment and exotic potions rather than honing what skill he had. It pained me to see him fall into dissoluteness, but he would brook no counsel. So 7 years ago, I gave him enough coin to support his lavish lifestyle and told him never to speak with me again. He didn't, until about recently when he darkened my doorstep once more. And that was when he stole your goods? Although I would have willingly given them if he had but asked. He was rambling almost incoherently, saying that his heroic deeds as a justiciar had caught the eye of someone named Apaya, leader of the Passage of the Unknown, whoever they are. He claimed that under the guidance of his newfound allies, he had obtained great power. Power enough to eclipse all heroes who have come before and shall come after, as he put it. It seems he gives what money he still has to these people. To think that, for all his fanciful words, he has only deigned to grasp at hollow glory, all at the expense of Radzahan. There is no greater shame in it as a father. Given what we know of this shadowy group, they most likely aim to sow discontent through Verazan's deeds. He may be so blinded by his own desire for adoration that he can't see whose hands are pulling his strings. You're saying that he's being used? If that's true, then I can no longer remain silent, despite what shame may bring. I see now that sharing my story might be the only way to save my son. Indeed, I suggest you tell the Radiant Host at once. Of course, we'll pour our every effort into stopping him. Thank you for giving me direction. I didn't imagine our meeting would end this way. Alright. Well. Oh, there's the connection to this area. Then what was the I gotta go back and I might have to go back and reread the storyline for the healer quest, because I don't remember what the connection she and the alchemist had to Vilbrand. I don't remember the connection. Because everyone so far seems to have a connection to the area that they're causing trouble in. You know, the Temple Knights in Ishgard, Doma, and the ninja, or not Doma, the Far East and the ninja. And now we have this man. So I can't remember what the healer's connection was. Truth be told, I'm not entirely unsympathetic towards Verazon. I bask in my father's reflected glory while having none of my own to speak of. The glory of Verazon seeks is similarly false. I too shall visit the Radiant Host and have them spread word of the Justiciar's true nature. If the people are the wise whose trickery, they will be far more likely to aid us. You'll soon learn that legend built on lies is no match for true heroism. Ain't that the fucking truth? Just wait until he encounters me! Rating Cecil, Verazon's father has been as good as his word and has confessed the truth of his son's actions to whomever will listen. Even among the younglings, far fewer sing this Justiciar's praises. The tide is turning in our favor at last, and the Radiant Hosts are making ready to tighten the net. Speaking of which, they had curious news to share. They've been examining the stones left behind by the Justiciar and noticed a pattern. They are all varieties of rock commonly found near the site of each encounter. For instance, near the Giant Skull grounds, Justiciar seems to have called down a hail of what else but Giant Skull. Shit! The rocks aren't summoned, but moved. Safe to say the artifact doesn't create rocks from nothing. Indeed, the Perch of the Apex likely lifts whatever stones are nearby and brings them crashing down to Earth. If our suspicions are correct, we're one step closer to unraveling its mysteries. But despite these favorable developments, the Justiciar's popularity remains a problem. Even with the recent blow to his credibility, his most ardent followers still idolize him. In fact, I hear he's handing letters to the youth at Razadhan, though their contents are closely guarded secret. All the more reason to investigate, don't you think? Once we get to Razadhan, if I question people on the marketplace, could you cover the city's western quarter? That's where his younger followers tend to gather. After we've collected enough information, let's meet our share of findings. See you again in Razadhan, Cecil. Sure. Why don't we just pose as would-be followers and steal one of those letters? You know, that would solve that problem right then and there. All right. Alright. Justiciar giving that invitation himself, waiting for some thief to snatch it right out of my hand! Huh? You believe in the Justiciar too? Well, I didn't have a chance to read the whole letter before it was stolen, but he's gathered his most devoted for a special audience. The bastard who stole my invitation is clearly up to no good. He even muttered something about getting revenge. Who could hate someone that's so noble? Well, I don't know. Who would indeed? Alright. Yeah, I know about the letters. Me and my friends didn't get one, though. The Groms get angry if we talk about the Justiciar. But guess what? I heard Zashel was talking about him over by Mayred's Mayhem. He had a big grin on his face, too. Does that mean the Justiciar isn't a bad man like the grown-ups say? I don't know about that. Oh, you're the one who was always following that Tepek around. I heard she's spreading rumors about the city savior. I won't let her harm his reputation anymore than she already has, so I've nothing to say to her lapdog. How rude. Alright. Alright. Where we're going. Hello, Zashel. It's true what they say. A fool and his guild are soon parted. Hey, man. Huh? Why isn't it one of the heroes of the final days? This isn't about that map I sold your companion, is it not? Is it? You find it points the way to the vault of Alzadal III, exactly as described. I may have employed a few creative methods to entice my customers, but what merchant doesn't? I'm not here about the map. I don't remember that at all. Huh. You're as unscrupulous as ever. Now, a man can't fill his belly in virtue and honesty. Any road, there's something tells you that's not why you're here. You're after the Justiciar? Your choice of quarry is unusual to say the least. But perhaps I can help you along, eh? A young man came asking for a map to open the way to Uznair. What the fuck is that? I sold him every map I had, assuring him that what he needed was among them. I suppose he found it, as I hear these letters were handed out and contain a copy of a map. I dare say that young fellow was a Justiciar himself, and he's planning a clandestine meeting in the Uznair canals. It appears that he has no shortage of enemies. Oh boy. Thankfully, Razan isn't known for large-scale criminal organizations, but that hasn't kept the less scrupulous citizens from dirtying their hands when times are desperate. Right here, the band seeking to rob trade caravans keep running into Justiciar during his fiend-failing exploits, causing their raids to end in failure. Like as not, they'll try to infiltrate his group of followers and settle the score. That's where my knowledge of the matter ends. If you're wondering where the meeting place is, all I remember is that the spot marked on the copied maps is somewhere in the shroud of the Samga. So, does that answer your queries? Sure. Queries. Queries, not quarries. My god. Alright. Got my answer. I'm out of here. You're just around the corner. Those in need of support, the Justiciar don't seem surprised when I told them of his misdeeds, but they still were reluctant to betray him. And sure, I've no luck. What about you, Cecila? I've had something. The investigative videos never cease to amaze me. As for this gathering Verazan is planning, I expected some scheme to prop up his flagging popularity. Even so, one of his devotees are younglings, ill-equipped to make the perilous journey to the meeting place. If they have any sense, rather than attempt to travel there directly, they'll stop at settlements along the way and rest to confirm the route. You said the map led to the shroud of the Samgar, yes? That means Palakistan is the closest settlement. I hear many took refuge there during the final days, and now it's a bustling town in its own right. The arrival of more people would hardly raise eyebrows, making it the perfect place to avoid unwanted attention while they make ready. We should head there before they leave for the final leg of our journey. Alright. Palakistan! Whoa. Not there. I was right, Cecil. A minute the are carrying pieces of parchment. Those must be the letters. Yeah, it seems my reputation has preceded me. I suspect the followers clearly avoid me whenever I try to approach them. Still, we can use this to our advantage. None of them would dare leave Palakistan while there's risks I might follow after. I'll keep watch over their comings and going, but we'll make sure to leave obvious blind spots. If one of the Justiciar's followers attempt to escape the village, I need you to go after them. Now, find a vantage point that affords a good view while keeping you hidden. Once you start pursuing our unwitting target, I won't be far behind. Sure. Oop. Where am I going? Where the fuck am I going? Wow. How do you not see me? I'm literally right there. How do you not see me? Follow the young man. The object. Oh, it's one of these things. Okay. This guy had a clear vantage point of me. Time to follow the road. No one's following. Someone there? No. I'm in the clear. Need to hurry. I made it! Did something move? This big old gorilla. It's just my imagination. Map points here. Alright. The portal should be nearby. And I'll finally meet him. What? You're the hero to save us in the final days. What are you doing here? Trying to save you from being led astray. So you're working alongside the woman I saw in the village? I've heard about the rumors she's spreading, but I had no idea she enlisted your aid. The justice here saved me, you see. I was transporting goods for a local merchant who was too miserly to even hire a proper escort. A ferocious creature ambushed me, but my savior appeared from nowhere and saw off the beast. I owe him my life. That's why I came here, to see if there's any truth to the rumors. But now I understand I'm in over my head. I'm going back home. Here, you can have the map. I trust you take the treasure, take measure of the justice here and share the truth with us all. Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir. I was watching from the shadows, but I was afraid my presence might have startled the lad. I was able to hear what he said, and his gratitude towards the Justiciar seemed genuine. I dare say the other followers feel similarly. Now that we have a map of our own, let's open the portal and confront Verizon. Verizon. What is this portal you're talking about? Oh boy. What a sight. Did the treasure cause this? So many rocks. Oh my, if it isn't the hero who saved Rosenhan. Nay, the world itself! I never expected someone so vaunted to attend my audience, but I am honored nonetheless. Enough of your games, Verizon. Stop this madness at once. After giving you such a warm welcome, these are the things I get. Well, 'tis true that I was once known by that name, but 'twas merely the guise I wore until I discovered my true self. So long as I am the master hero of Rods and Han, I shall not suffer any to call me Verizon. But that is your name, isn't it? Heirs take pride in their name. Why don't you drop the act and try being a true hero? True hero, you say? Indeed, perhaps casting aside this mask is the price I must pay for the adoration I am due. Ugh. Very well. My name shall bring out all Rods and Han. Let it be known that the Justiciar is Verizon, and Verizon is the Justiciar. What are you saying? You unleashed the Perch of the Apex upon your own followers? You know its name? Wait, I remember you. The girl from Dawntrail, yes? Your village's artifact is not discriminating in its wrath. Some among my followers harbored wicked intentions, and it brought sorrow unto my enemies. The true heart caught in the aftermath were merely unfortunate. And they believed you, even though you tricked them. What kind of hero are you? You too would oppose me. I had thought that as fellow saviors we might find some common ground, yet it would seem we are destined to walk different paths. Now faces the unknown peril, great fervor rages within me. However, that here is not whence we shall match wits. No, more fitting battlegrounds in order. You will meet again soon, you have my word. Ah, shut up! Nah! He tries it. He's gone. Gone just like that. Pelted him with a rock before he left. So, can you tell us what happened here? He's got us all around and made a grand speech, claiming he was the hero that would drive back the flood of fiends threatening Tabnair. Then he spoke of his anger at the recent rumors. He told us to go forth and repair his damaged reputation so that the people would love him again. He became quite impassioned, in fact. As for us two, we were here to teach him a lesson. Biding our time until his back was turned. We couldn't stomach his self-righteous drivel any longer. He acts like he's a god who'd come to grace Tabnair, but most people have grown wise to his tricks, including the Radiant Host. We stepped forward and told him as much, then demanded he admit he's been pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. That's when he started waving that thing around, but waving the thing about, we soon learned that the rumors of its power were true and rocks started falling around us. Even us true believers were not spared. There was nowhere to run. The Justiciar said such power could not be fettered, and that sacrifices are unavoidable. And all the while, he was laughing. We pleaded him for mercy, but that just made him angrier. He flourished the object again, and yet more rocks assailed us. Oh boy. It was horrible. Stones, big and small, rained down endlessly. Until you two appeared, that is. Thank you for telling us what happened. I only wish we could have arrived sooner. Now, just something straight. It was you two that brandished your weapons first, right? Yes? Well, I wouldn't deny that, but we were trying to bring the truth out of his misdeeds to light. Though we might have had some personal scores to settle on top of that. Before I left Blankistan, I asked the Radiant Host to look out for anyone returned from the wilderness. I suggest you head there and seek their aid. While you're there, share with them what you just told us. And as for the pair of you, I don't think you think about running away, or you'll have us to deal with. She scolded them. And they were trying to help. Oh boy. Everyone has returned to the care of the Radiant Host. As for those ruffians who went to attack Verazon, it seems they had a history of violence for which they may soon answer. Several among Verazon's followers were dealt serious wounds, but we can be grateful that none lost their lives. It's exactly as the old saying describes. The mass of the apex shall be showered upon good fortune, yet leave only sorrow in their wake. The part about sorrow certainly seems true, at least. We can know that hope's Verazon's spell over the people will be broken at last, when word of what transpired here becomes common knowledge. Let that buoy our spirits be returned to Yidley. And they were trying to help. I don't see why they got scolded. I mean, sure, maybe not have been the right way to do it, but they were trying to help. Alright. Over here. Well, that was certainly an ordeal. Although Verazon got away, we can look upon what had transpired to plan our next course of action. It appears that the treasure takes rocks in the surrounding environment and makes them rain down upon the wheelless surroundings. However, the power seems to be somewhat haphazard. While Verazon himself wasn't struck, the bowlers assailed friend and foe alike. Something else has been nagging me as well. Some we saw in the canal seemed quite a bit larger than the others. I don't know what to make of it, but I will give it some thought. We still don't know exactly how he controls the Apex's abilities either. We must focus on these mysteries as we continue our investigation. As for Verazon himself, he was just as his father said, wasn't he? His so-called heroism is an empty charade, like a child playing at being a hero from the storybooks. He seems motivated by a vain desire to gain the love of the people, yet he cares nothing for their well-being. He'll learn his lesson soon enough, though. None will sing his praises after word of what happened at Uznair spreads. Even he must know this. I worry that his desperation will drive him to worse misdeeds. The treasure is used for reckless abandon that could cause untold harm. We must discuss this with the Radiant Host. Together we might be able to capture Verazon before he attempts anything drastic. Stand by for now, Sassala. I'll be in touch the moment I have something to share. No problems. So, did you find anything? It seems Verazon has been laying low since our last encounter. It's sad to say, however, that my investigations have uncovered little. But still some cause to celebrate, for I received a letter from my mother with good tidings. My father has finally awakened after the grievous wound dealt to him by Verazon. He is well enough to travel to Thule, in fact, and may have already arrived. That's good. Of course, I love nothing more than go to him, but I pledged not to return until I had the Perch of the Apex in hand. Besides, I'm soon to depart with the Radiant Host to try and sniff out Verazon's whereabouts before he acts out of desperation. That's why I want to ask you to go in my stead. As a treasure's guardian, no one living is more knowledgeable about its history than he. If we share with him all that's transpired since we began our search, he may be able to point out something we missed. I know it's a lot to ask, Sassa, but the safety of Thavnair depends on it. And please, give my family my regards. My mother should be able to tell you where in Thule my father is staying. Once we're finished, let us meet in the Aether Plaza in Radzahan to share what we've learned. Okay, we're going back to Thule. Alright. Where are we going? Oh, that's right, I gotta talk to this lady over here. Hello, Sue. It's Sessla, but I don't see Tepeki with you. Did you come alone? I did. I'm glad to hear my letter arrived safely and that Tepeki seems to be as tenacious as ever in her search. Her father, Nets, has already arrived in Thule, but has barely stayed in one place since. He seems desperate to help Tepeki from a distance in whatever way he can. He told me he was shoving to the... I'm not going to try to pronounce that word. The Prairie Plain in search of information. He assured me was quite vital. If you wish to speak with him, he's doubtless be in the area. I believe that's where Meh Watson is. Right? Yep. Uh-oh. Toshi wet? Man, you're right. Looking a bit winded there. Thank you, traveler. I overextended myself, but I've recently recovered from a severe injury. Was a fool to confront such a beast alone. So you're the assassin I've heard so much about. I owe my thanks for what you've done to recover the perch of the apex. News of your progress in Thavnera is most heartening. Despite my position as its guardian, I never knew it could rain down stones from the heavens. Since arriving in Thule, I've done what I can to shed light upon the Tral Vidral sealed within the treasure. Oops. Image is off. After the nations in Tral were unified, some left their village to build new homes in the city. I've sought them out to see if they know anything of use. Unfortunately, none could offer insight into the treasure's magics, but one of them told me that owls lurked around this place. And since the Tral Vidral sealed within the Perch of the Apex was once an owl, it seemed logical to pursue such a query. I thought perhaps I could glean something about the ancient beasts from their behavior. Like as not, some fundamental aspects remain the same even after transformation. But having heard your account, there is one fundamental difference that stands out. As far as I'm aware, no owl native to these lands possesses the ability to hurl rocks, large or otherwise. No doubt that Tral Vidral gained this power following its metamorphosis. I do believe, however, that it would retain an owl's core instincts. That one you fought didn't strike unprovoked. Instead, it watched me from afar with fear in its eyes. While this is normal behavior for most animals, I was surprised by how suddenly it descended upon me the moment I started approaching. It sensed danger and attacked preemptively. I had the same thought. The owl sensed a threat and chose to confront it rather than run from it. The same impulse may have been driven to Tral Vidral. Indeed, that correlates to something I heard from one of my countrymen who relocated to Thule. He spoke of a continuation of the tales he passed down from the elders. No hunter's arrow could fell the apex. It was struck down in a storm of its own wrath, made wild by a heart of fright. Thus was it sealed away at last. Now, judging from the owl's behavior, I can theorize that the treasure is active when its bearer senses danger. And according to the story, this power can easily get out of hand if its bearer is panicked. Of course, this theory must be tested first. Veranz will soon use the Perch of the Apex again. When he does, I ask that you, Tepeki, pay special attention to the circumstances leading to its activation. My thanks. Little though I am to admit it, I'd get to recover from my long convalescence and would only be a burden to you. I wish I could aid my daughter out of the way, but you more than make up for my absence. Please lend her every bit of knowledge you have, Cecila. I pray that my daughter will soon return home, treasure in hand. No problem. I will take care of things. Like I always do. Because I'm a problem solver. Alright. I'm a problem solver. All world's problems always falls on me. Oh. Becky. Ceci, you came just in time. Bronson has shown his face in Rosenhan. You can tell me about your journey to later. For now, come with me. Oh boy. Here we go again. Are you surprised? Thanks to the sage counsel of my fellow here, I've decided to doff my mask. Although my face may be unfamiliar, I believe you know who I am. I was once the Justice here, but now you may call me Verazon. I am Thavenir's protector, its savior, its hero. You may have heard of salacious rumors that I've orchestrated the very attacks I was so valiantly drove back. That was behind that catastrophe at the Uzneric canals. I'm here to assure you that those false aspirations are all cast by those who are envious of their betters. I'd give my life for this fair city and its people, and I'd give more to say still if I could. What should we do? Might be best to lock him up before this gets out of hand. Wait, we don't want him bringing down rocks while these bystanders around. For now, keep a careful eye on him. Yeah, that's certainly true. All I ask for your respect, your adoration. A dream held by all, but realized only by the few. And I would be one of those few. I have proved myself worthy of being your savior, and now with the entire sea watching with bated breath, I shall declare my intent to reach even higher. Yes, for I can protect you all for the better as your ruler. I shall retire the mantle of here and take up the crown as the king of Razadhan. Yeah, you wish. Bastard's gone mad. Huh. I wield power unassailable. With me on your throne, you would never again have cause to fear. All would live in peace. All would shower me with love. They would shout it to the heavens, and from that level would spring a new Razadhan, a greater Razadhan. Oh boy. Enough of your lies, Verazon. The power you wield protects none but yourself. To everyone else, it brings only ruin. Of course, the road to greatness is ever paved with necessary sacrifices. Yet, as long as he really lives, Razadhan shall know naught but prosperity. Oh boy. Here we go. You think you're better than the Master of Vritra? He bore this city and its people on his back, while you look fit to collapse under the weight of your own armor. You're no leader. You're a damn joke. Does the man speak for you all? Is there not one among you who would follow me to a brighter future? Ah, but I'm nothing if not magnanimous. Until you find the wisdom to accept me as your ruler, I shall continue to stand vigilant as your eternal shield. Okay. Stop this, Verazon. You're only making it worse for yourself. Can't you see you become a laughingstock? Give up this farce and answer for your sins. Do so now, and the reigning host may yet grant you mercy. My sins? Are you not the one poisoning the people against me? Do your worst, I dare you. It'll only make me more powerful. I know not what is in your heart, but please end this madness. End it. Return to me, my son. Oh boy. Don't get any closer! You too? Why are you? Oh boy. What? Don't! If you fight here, there's no telling when the innocents will be wounded. Pathetic as ever. I tire of this farce. I have declared my intent to become king of Razadhan. As for you two, there's no place for a battle between heroes. We shall meet again, mark my words, and then we shall decide who is the mightier. Can't risk confrontation in the city. Must focus on restoring order. You're right, of course. As much as I hate to see Verazon walk free, we've yet to ascertain the extent of his power. For now, we must bide our time. I noticed that despite all his proclaimed love for its people, he didn't even look back at them as he retreated. Perhaps he couldn't bear to look at them in the eyes. Or one of them, at least. Oh boy. Fuck me. Hey man, is he alright? That was a disaster. Raz is surely lost. At the very least, he's committed himself to fomenting unrest within Razadhan. And although he's my son, I cannot condone his actions. His words are grand but empty, and that ridiculous armor is nothing more than a gaudy decoration. He is truly the embodiment of false heroism. What's more, this latest debacle has surely made him a criminal in the eyes of the Radiant Host. All I'm going to do now is beg them to grant my son some small degree of clemency. Before you go, may I ask you something? After Verazan called down the rocks, did you see his expression? I thought peculiar, and I'm curious as to what his father saw in that face. Aye, it was a familiar look. When I used to scold him from losing himself and make believe, he would get that same cast in his eyes. A look of petulant rage, as if he resented me for pulling him out of his reverie and into harsh reality. He hasn't changed. Apologies, but I must go. Oh boy. Just as I thought. Being clad in his shining armor, he can't barely be told no. But no, his childish games have taken a malevolent turn. But for now, we should return to Yidley. I still get to hear what you learned in Tudi after all. Alright. Now that we have some room to breathe, I'd like to hear what about your journey to Tyrol. Did my father have anything to share? Yes. I'm hard to know he's well enough to go chasing after owls and such, though I wish he'd take more care. I think we're saving him from bringing me his theory concerning the treasure. If it really is triggered by a sense of impending danger, that might explain why Verazan would have trouble using it the first time. He wasn't really truly afraid of that small fungi until it was almost upon him. Also explains how he could wield the Apex's power despite having no training in magics. It responds to emotion, not intent. So much is falling into place. He goaded the Radiants to apprehend him because he knew the threat would be answered. You saw how nonchalantly he quit that plaza, almost as if defying someone to stop him. Verazan truly believed himself to be untouchable. I think his words seemed to align with the theory well enough. As for that curious fragment of a story, it seemed to imply that the Tyrol Vidral lost control in a panic. Perhaps its strength rose in proportion to the danger it senses. And when that danger is too great, well, you saw what happened at the Uznir Canals in Razadhan. You were present both times, as there were others who wished Verazan ill. And both times we saw stones much larger than we've seen before. Now I understand why he's so eager to face you. The opponent of your caliber would strike fear into Verazan's very core, and that fear will summon a new power greater than any he's ever known. Power enough to bring a hero to her knees. Or so he thinks. But we know better. We'll use that arrogance to our advantage, bring him crashing down to the earth. Although we may have to contend with falling rocks for a time, in a straight fight we will be outmatched. So we strike fast and strike hard until that fancy armor is nothing more than mangled steel. Although we prefer to put your foes to sleep and whatnot, which I don't, by the way. We know he has an arsenal of alchemic concoctions at his disposal. That's why I suggest a bit of good old-fashioned brute force. While you unleash your most fierce and most destructive spells, I'll be your shield. Don't even think of holding back. No problem. I'll look forward to finding by your side. Now we simply have to find a suitable arena. I shall consult Radiant Hostess to the location. Once that's decided, we'll confront Verazan for the final time. Alright. Did you find a place yet? You'd be pleased to know the Radiant House would be more helpful in finding a place fit for a duel. When I saw it, I began to believe our encounter would be one for the songs. Speaking of which, it seems your name is on the lips of all and sundry. People here already consider you the true savior of Razadhan and believe you will bring Verazan deceitful to justice. We apologize for putting so much weight on your shoulders, but something tells me you're used to it. Wouldn't you like to know? The final showdown will take place in the mountain pass leading to the Kadga, where great crystals will stand as witnesses to its conclusion. Suitably romantic and suitably isolated. The Radiant House have spread word thought that that a hero has arisen to challenge Verazan. His pride will force him to answer. The entrance to the pass is at the Giant's Gauntlet grounds. Let's head there at once and wait his arrival. problem. Alright. Where was that again? Where we're going? Way the fuck up there, huh? Alright. Either I just go to Great Work and go from there. That's a bit of a trek. Bit of a trek. Alright. Alright. Let's bring this pretender down. False hero. And it's a rainy day. It's fitting, I guess. Hello, little lady. Srommel here has opened the way towards Kadga. I'm certain Verazon will arrive before long, and we'll then wipe that arrogant grin off his face. But first, we check our gear and gird our loins for battle. Are you ready? I am all ready to go. Don't you worry about me. There he is. Though through cragged peaks of Kadga, desolate winds blow over the field of battle. Oh, what a fitting location you have chosen for this conclusion. I was right not to face you before. In environs unsuited to a struggle between titans. Now my patience has been rewarded, my heart races in excitement. Oh boy. I knew you would answer our challenge. You'll never be able to stomach the people calling you a craven. Such boldness in the face of impending doom. Have you not realized by how so long as I wield the Perch of Apex, I am invincible? We'll soon put that to the test. You rely too much upon stolen power. It deludes you. You claim to be a seer of the people, but they have seen through your lies. Even your own father can scarcely bear to look at you. You're nothing but a small man hiding within the hollow facade of a hero. Today we tear that facade down. Will you now? You may have the medal, but have you the puissance to claim the mantle of hero? My mantle? You're not even a hero. Oh boy. Oh boy. Time of wars has passed. Follow my lead. Alright. Guy's a jokester. Okay, dope. Well, first off, I don't need that anymore. Get rid of that one. Did you ever learn who the true hero is? This guy is so fucking delusional. It's laughable. Oh, he's got a second phase. His health is going down pretty quick. Run! Run or be crushing with pale stones! Pressing forward, but all legs must tire in time. You wish. There's conspiracy they say, but yeah, I real potions concocted by Thabner's finest alchemists. Yeah, I knew it. You've done well, but your fight ends here. My alchemic minions shall be your downfall. Alright. Shit. You defeat them already? But of course, who would wish this duel to end so quickly? Guy's a fucking joke. Jimmy, shut up! What? My armor! My armor! Yeah, book your fucking armor, buddy. The artifact. Never seen it shine so. Such powers I've never witnessed before. The apex roars are going. If you're untold. Is this apex power growing? Why won't you fall? Because you're weak. Alright. This cannot be. I meant to be king. I'll not fall ere I ascend the throne. Alright. Whatever you say, man. You're taking a lot of hits. You need to heal yourself, lady. This thing has like no fucking health. She's gonna fucking die if she doesn't heal herself. Cannot lose. Most suffer grievous wounds. Perhaps we should consider this a draw? No. You lost, Rosin. Lay down your weapon. I'm a defenseless, strong piece of wool which is supposed to make me invincible. Uh-oh. Can't move. Uh-oh. The artifact, it's out of control. Mars can't suppress the fear in his heart, and the apex is spotted in kind. We have to stop it. Alright. I am a hero. Someone save me. No one saved you, buddy. so we're gonna stop it soon. Working on it. What a goofy fight. Huh. Huh. He's out cold. Now I take back the treasure. What? This can't happen. A hero never falls. Oh boy. Must retreat. Yes, a tactical retreat. A noble retreat. So the Justiciar may live to see another day. Oh boy. Huh? Now he's really out cold. I suppose the apex wasn't finished yet. And it seems that Verazan in his county haste neglected to look skyward. Was it an unfortunate accident? I think even this thing wanted to be rid of him. Or fate delivering his just desserts. Now I'm surprised he's somewhat conscious with his eyes open. He took a boulder to the head. Oh, it's two of the four that we've encountered that were caught. The other two got away. He claimed to be Radzahan's savior, but yet he swore to learn discontent among its people, or sowed. Perhaps some days in the sunless Gaul will give him time to reflect upon the error of his ways. Now I've finally recovered the Perch of the Apex. Thank you for coming this far with me, Cecilla. No problem, madams. No problem, madams. The battle was hard fought, but we made it through. Verazan is the responsibility of the radiant host now. And now I've done all I pledged to do, and I must return home and bring the good tidings to my father, mother, and father. Yet, before doing so, there are many others I must thank. In the meantime, I can't even meet my family in Talia for one final farewell. My parents will surely be glad to see you again. Sure. There she goes. Totally bound. Hello, Miss Madam Sir. Didn't expect to see you again so soon. It's Pecky well. She is well indeed. Speaking of which, there she is. She really did it! Then the man who saw our sacred artifact, our treasure, will answer for his deeds. Father, Mother, it's good to see you. I'm sure Cecil's already told you what happened. I couldn't retrieve our treasure without her. So we've heard. Yet Cecil also told us your wits and bravery were essential to your success. On behalf of our whole village, I thank you for guiding Tepeki on her request, Cecila. No problems. Now that the Perch of the Apex must be returned and put under our careful guard once again. The story of the Trovadral's demise proves that we are not meant to wield its power as our own. I'm sorry, Father, but I disagree. But once I return to the village, I want to tell everyone what happened to Abner. They need to know what the treasure is capable of, or else we risk forgetting it once again. I won't deny that the Apex's power is dangerous. I saw with my own eyes what happens when it's wielded with abandon. Yet during the course of our research, I also saw potential. If we fully understood how it worked, I could use it without risk to ourselves or other people. We could turn something into what we once feared to our advantage instead of letting it become obscured and legend. I can see the reason in that. We must be ready for danger, even in times of peace. Sure, I see to be threatened, the treasure may grant us the means to protect ourselves. But can we be trusted to use it responsibly? Great power breeds great desire. And someone with the same ambitions as Verazan may arise again, perhaps from among our own. I dare say that once I've regaled them with his rise and fall of the Justice Seer, they'll think twice following in his misguided footsteps. As our forebears relied on the legend of the Trovadral's fate to forbid the treasure's use, we can rely on the story of Verazan's fate to urge caution. And this time we have someone who lived through it to tell a tale. Of course, if I'm going to be guiding people to save the safe use for a potentially dangerous treasure, I see no choice but to inherit my father's position as its guardian. Some may raise their eyebrows at the prospect of loose-lipped Tepeki serve as the Perch of the Apex as a protector, but I've grown from my mistakes. You better tell the tale of Verazan's and Tepeki's failures. Your only mistake was in trusting Verazan, same as I and many others. But unlike him, you have the willpower to overcome your own failings. Over the course of your long, arduous journey, you gain a wealth of experiences, and your efforts have finally been rewarded. You took responsibility for your actions, and by doing so, you proved conviction to our people. They shall listen to this proposition with open minds, I am certain. Now we must say farewell, as much as it pains me to do so. I owe you a debt I could never hope to repay. Once I return to the village, I'll do my utmost to protect the treasure we worked so hard to retrieve. Until next we meet, may fortune smile upon you. One day we will. In a later patch. Ugh. Fuck. Alright, that is the end of the ranged magic DPS, or ranged magic DPS role quest. We got one last one to do, and that's the ranged DPS, which it'll take me a couple days to get to level 100 with the way I level. So when we come back, we will bang that one out, and then I think after that, the videos for the raids will be coming out after that one. Granted, those will be coming out days after the raid actually came out, but nothing I can do about that. So, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next part. Later.